all-out witch hunt. That's how police officers accused of corruption have described the case against them. It involves vehicle marking. The legality of a 56 million rand tender is now being tested in court, and 42 people are in the dock, half of them police officers. Slindelo Masikane brings us this exclusive story, joins us now live. So Slee, let's start with this. What do we know about this 56 million rand tender?
Well, Shahan, let me take you back to 2017. If you remember, in March, there was a huge heist at the OR Tambo International Airport. And what happened there was that criminals were able to clone the cop cars as well as their uniforms, and were able to essentially steal at the OR Tambo Airport and use those particular cloned vehicles to flee. And to this day, we still don't know exactly how they were able to clone those vehicles. But later in that year, the SAPS then put out a tender for the demarking as well as the remarking of the police vehicles to ensure that there is a specific watermark to ensure that, citizens as well as anyone can recognize when there's a fake police car as well as a real police car. And so this is how this particular tender came about. Yeah, so where are the court processes now? Well, so far we've had 2 appearances where we have 42 people that have been arrested for this particular matter. They're facing various corruption charges, including fraud as well as perjury, and half of those accused are police officers, 6 of which have either retired or resigned, and the rest are suppliers. Now, what happened at the last court appearance at the Pretoria Magistrates Court, the state had asked for a further postponement in this case, which began around early 2018. The defense lawyers for the accused asked the court that this be the final postponement because their clients are really under financial pressure to constantly be having to reappear before the court of law and having no finality to this case. The state wanted a postponement because there's still forensic investigations that are still underway. The magistrate actually granted a final postponement on this matter. It is due back in court on the 25th of March 2021. If the state comes back saying they need another postponement in this matter, an inquiry will then ensue. And quickly, let's move to the exclusive. You spoke to some of the accused officers. And they're pointing fingers back at the National Police Commissioner, saying that this is a complete witch hunt, that they've been arrested for just merely doing their jobs. They came to me to say that they followed all the processes of the law, and they don't understand how they can be accused of corruption when they followed the letter of the law. Let's take a listen.
The charges are staggering: corruption, fraud, money laundering, theft and perjury. Half of the accused are officers who work in the supply chain management division of the SAPS. But they say people have been arrested for following instructions.
This is a witch hunt against us. Clearly, we are brought before the courts for doing our daily functions and duties. Where we dotted the I's and crossed the T's, we've been arrested. Where we signed a document, we've been arrested.
Those in the dock allege the company overlooked for the tender is the company gunning for all of them now. But Vatica Trading and Khoto Trading Enterprises, who won the bid for the contract in 2017, took the police commissioner to court after he terminated it. The High Court ruled in their favour and set aside the cancellation, instructing the commissioner to utilize their services.
To date, what has become aware to us is that there are suppliers that are before the courts as well. Their funds have been frozen. So where and how did any one of us receive gratification from the suppliers if their funds are frozen?
Despite the court order, an internal document shows that Commissioner Kehla Sitole went ahead and cancelled the contract anyway and gave it back to Sharpline.
There was a quotation basis run by the South African Police Services for marking of such vehicles. The supplier who was the complainant in this case, known as Sharpline, was awarded quotations to the tune of plus minus 90 million rand to date, as I sit in front of you. And nothing is stopping him from getting even more going forward.
When asked for comment, the SAPS says the matter is sub judice, maintaining that these officers do have a case to answer to. The matter will be back in court in March next year. Slindelo Masikane, Johannesburg.